I gotta win, Howard. I gotta win.
You gotta win. You gotta win.
Vice President Kamala Harris appeared on Sirius XM's The Howard Stern Show on October 8th, where she had tough words about former President Donald Trump.
How do you vote for someone who says, if I win, it was a fair election? If I lose, Kamala Harris and her buddies fixed it. That's delusional. That you can't have that, and you can certainly not storm the Capitol when you're the sitting president of the United States.
In America, we call that a sore loser. And in this case, this is someone who has already lost, which would say that they are actually already a loser.
This is what keeps me up at night. I don't understand how my fellow Americans, I don't even understand how this election is close. And yes, I'm voting for you, but I would also vote for that wall over there rather than a guy who says, where do I begin? A guy who says he doesn't support Ukraine wouldn't get on that stage with you and say, I support Ukraine. And why do my fellow Americans want this kind of chaos overseas? Why?
To your point, doesn't support our friend Ukraine, doesn't support, therefore, something America should always, and has always, by the way, been a champion of, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity, which means the importance of standing against anyone who tries to take another nation by force.
Right.
That's what we stand for as Americans, that you don't do that. And if you do that to our friends, we're going to stand with our friends. You're getting played. And some would say, look, I grew up in the neighborhood. Some would say you're getting punked.
Yeah.
If you stand in favor of somebody who's an adversary over your friends on principles that we all agree on.
She also revealed plenty about her personal life. Harris gushed about her husband, Doug Emhoff, and how they met.
Hard for you to make a love connection with Doug because I would think most men would be intimidated by you.
My husband, Doug, is one of the strongest, most self-actualized men I've known.
You loved him right away, or was it a slow build?
I did. But he worked for everything he has. And he has the best sense of humor. He's really clear. He cares about family. He cares about working hard.
Like, how do you meet him?
So we met on a blind date. My best friend set us up. I feel very fortunate to have a husband who is he's just secure in his skin. He's not trying to be anything he's not.
She reveals they went to a U2 concert at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and she has a tip for anyone going to watch a show there.
My God, have you been to the Sphere?
I'm troubled by it.
Well, let me just say, basically, everyone should go in with a clear head.
Isn't it too much?
But that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Like, definitely go in.
You mean don't be high?
Correct.
Right.
Because it's a lot. Like, there's a lot of visual stimulation.
Yeah.
And then I love you too. It was a surprise for Doug.
Harris is also revealing her family are big fans of Formula One racing.
Why do you like Formula One? These guys driving around the cars over and over again in a circle.
It's so good.
You really love that.
We love it. Our whole family does.
It's not a campaign
thing. No, God, no,
wow.
no. Well, I haven't been able to watch it a lot recently because I am campaigning. Because, also depending on where they're driving, the time of day, you got to wake up.
Who is your favorite driver?
Lewis Hamilton, of course.
I don't even know who that is.
He's leaving Mercedes. You don't know? You don't watch Formula One? No.
I mean,
once you start, I think you should see it. You might get hooked.
During her conversation, she also shared how she misses her mom and recalls working with her at a young age.
Can you imagine if your mother was alive?
Yeah,
and saw her daughter running for president of the United States?
I miss her every day.
She was something, huh?
Yeah, she was very special. All 5 feet of her. You would have loved her. If you met her, you would have thought she was 6 feet tall.
When she worked in a chemical lab and she worked on developing cures for breast cancer.
Correct.
You would go with her as a little girl and clean the test tubes.
That was my first job.
In addition to personal details, she revealed she plans to appoint a Republican to her cabinet.
And I know, and I've been a decision maker long enough to know that the best decisions I make are when I bring in a variety of perspectives that allow me to consider every angle and to build consensus. That's the best way as a leader, I believe, you make good decisions.
I'm guessing it's going to be Liz Cheney who you appoint. Am I correct?
I got to win, Howard. I got to win.
You got to win.
I got to win.
You got to win.
And listen, but the thing about Liz Cheney, let me just say, she's remarkable.
She also spoke about the Supreme Court and the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
I don't want Donald Trump and his party deciding. I don't want Clarence Thomas deciding.
He hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court to do exactly what they did, take away the right of an individual to make decisions about their own body. Like, I ask people to take a step back. Let's just think about it this way. Whatever your gender,
right,
and it's not about abortion. You have basically now a system that says you as an individual do not have the right to make a decision about your own body. The government has the right to make that decision for you. So regardless of how you feel about abortion, think about what that means. You know, the strength of America includes that we have been committed as Americans, it's part of our spirit, to the expansion of rights.
right.
And for the first time, we're seeing a restriction of rights, fundamental rights, including what could be more fundamental than to make decisions about your own body.